Hi, this is MK Wilson with my very first video of my setup for my 90-gallon tank. I did this specifically for New York Stilo because I wanted you to take a look at this and tell me what you think. We had a communication earlier about the live rock I'd chosen, and you had suggested I should have done research on the company that I had purchased it from because there was negative response feedback from several people who had purchased and ordered this rock from this location, and I just wanted to show it to you. This is the live rock at the very beginning on this end, and you can see in here that there is some coralline algae that's growing amongst all this diatom, but then you see there is branching coming out of the rock. I don't know if that's going to live or not. We'll check and see, but this has a lot of nooks and crannies and crevices for the fish that I plan on getting to swim around in and have safety and security. But I just wanted to show you this. I did speak with Roger from Live Rock Ranch when I ordered this, and I called him on a Tuesday and told him what I needed. He told me he would get it out to me. On Friday he had gone out to the ocean, picked up the live rock, and brought it in, put it on a screen with the saline mister in order to get rid of the hitchhikers. And then he let it sit for a while. I think on Tuesday he had it shipped to me. I had confirmation it was shipped, and it was sent by FedEx Ground to my home. I received it on Friday and popped it into a tote that had already saline mixture put in it and let it sit 24 hours. After that, I put it into this tank, which was already been set up, that had a base already of crushed coral so I could set the rock on. After the crushed coral and the rock had settled down, I went ahead and I placed the second layer, which is the live sand, the white layer. And then after I set that on and let it settle, I continued and put on the dry live sand, or the dark live sand, and let that sit. Now, I'm pretty happy with the way this looks, and I know I have my cleanup crew coming, and they should be here end of this week or beginning of next week, and I'll place them in here to eat away any detritus that's in the sand or on the rock that's left over. And I just wanted to show you, I also put on here, I have LED lighting, which I think is neat, except for the fact that the company that I did buy it from doesn't have two separate plugs to control the day and night for the timer. But I wanted to turn off this light and let you see what it looked like in the moonlit. You can see that I don't know if you can tell well, but there is some shimmering that's going on. It's really quite attractive. I like this a lot. But that's my only downfall for this light. The other thing I would love to show you is below my tank, the display, is the sump that I had built. And you can see I have the Cyclone skimmer in the back here. And it goes into this sump. And then it comes over to the refugium, which has the live rock as well as the Miracle Mud bed. And I also have a T5 light that's shining on this. Pretty much, I think 20 hours I have it set at. And I only have one little Chaetomorpha that plant just sitting there lonely in the meantime. I also have a bubble trap next to the refugium that leads on to the return area, and in there I have a large pump that takes everything back to this display except for the small pump that's to the left of it here, and that runs back to the UV sterilizer, which is located back here. And then the other thing I want to show you is this large pump also runs through the back of the tank, the display tank, and back here you can see that there's this black little object. That's a high door external heater that I have installed to the return pump, and so that comes back into the tank. Another thing that I did that I really like is I put a mirror on the back of my display because I just didn't like the idea of putting on a fake display in the back for the background. So I put a mirror back there, and I thought that would work for me so that I could see the little fishies that are coming around the back, and I'd have a better view of those. And all I had to do was go to the glass shop and give them the dimensions, and they made it up for me, and I attached it with the silicone to the back and let it sit on there for 48 hours to cure really well. This is the end of my little tour of my 90-gallon that I'm just starting, and I really hope that you can give me some input on how things look and what I can or cannot do. Like I said, I do have a chiller coming, or actually it's here. I'm just waiting for the electrician to put in the GFCI circuit into my circuit box so all this can be set up properly. Well, that's the end. This is M.K. Wilson.